And sugar. That kind of proceeds. He's dead, I love this. This is my own country. That I hear the voice just like you really got. I want to study both. I knew he was and wow, just like really doing this fun. So, yes. Three top for that. That makes sense. Take you on one off of help. Can we take one of the chairs? It's me. Yes. Yes, thanks. Cheers. Yeah, I think I'll be with you. No, I can't. Must have been the original. Over his face. You get a lot of you got the physical time. Just, you know, for their that's what we mean. It's gonna make it. What last figure, so it's so, okay. Yes. No. Yes. Yes, you know, which is not argument to actually like treatment. And also you have certificate. It's super furniture. That's what you yeah. Well, that. It's gonna teach some changes. Okay, you know, it's got some changes.
So, yeah, all time to do.
Can you get Spanish?
But yes, there is a session plan to the living one. There's one. So it's a concept, you know, it's expectations that's gonna be hard. As so it's tricky. None of it. Actually. Good quality for the conditions. Let's see if you can hear that. I think she's small.
Strange. It's high. It's so sad. You haven't snow. If you want to change it, you're something nice. Yeah. I got her. Yes. Oh, yeah, she's had to bring but I was in the States. Yep. All right, still has to keep This that's usually you mean. If we don't sign it, I'm sure you get something. Yes. And fingers up. I'm losing it when you accept the one word. He doesn't know any kids. He's at. That's like. Small. So, or if you didn't, I was looking something technology. That's it. I think it's I didn't see your trailer. And it's nice. Morning, everyone. As we gather, please check our cell phones. And we know that Linda's probably dancing, wherever she is. We've gathered today to celebrate the life of a woman who made a profound difference, not just in the life of her community, but in her family as well. I'm sorry, there's still some people wandering in. So there's a few seats up front. Should you prefer to sit? So welcome, everyone. We've gathered today to celebrate the life of a woman who made a profound difference, not just in the life of her family, but in her community. Lynda has embarked on a new journey, a new adventure, crossing into a new realm filled with endless possibilities and boundless joy. Though we feel the weight of absence in our hearts, we celebrate the bright light she brought to our lives. Each one of us has been touched by her kindness, and each one of us has been touched in many ways, sometimes small, sometimes even life-changing. The world is different without her, but we celebrate her legacy and the care and the concern, the compassion that she brought not just to those around her, but to the much wider community. In moments like these, we step into a unique space, one that invites healing, reflection, and a profound understanding. It's a beautiful reminder of the preciousness of our relationships and the fragility of life. So as we remember Lynda in the warmth of our shared memories, let's become more fully aware of what really matters. We have come together to grieve, but more importantly, to give thanks for her life. And for the next brief space in time, we'll probably cry a little bit, laugh a little bit, sometimes even simultaneously. You know, as human beings, we are the only creatures gifted to feel such a range of emotions, all at the same time. And with the death of someone that we've known, someone that we've loved, something in each one of us dies too. It creates such a confusing mix of emotions. Family whose hearts she filled have an empty, Lynda shared space there instead. The community that she served has a similar empty space, but we've come together, united in our love for a friend, a beloved wife, a mother, a sister, an aunt. And it is here together where we can find the friends who will help us make it through. Friends to hold out a hand across that dark and empty space. Friends to help us on our journey through confusion, through pain and hurt, in this extraordinary, in this sacred time. What we encounter is the power of grief, but more importantly, the power of love. So I welcome you to this time out of ordinary time. I invite you to pause, to let it settle in, that a precious life has passed from among us. But let's use the gift of our time together and our memories to bring comfort and peace and maybe even some joy to each other as we remember Lynda. And perhaps, just perhaps, we'll enjoy a trace of her presence as we share together. I'd like to open with the Lord's Prayer. I use the old-fashioned version with trespasses. You're welcome to join me should you choose. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. It's truly an honor to celebrate such a great soul as Lynda. And in her honor, I'd like to share a poem that Maya Angelou wrote for her mother. It's called When Great Trees Fall. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants slumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality bound to them takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizen. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed. They existed. We can be and be better because they existed. As I said, today we honor a remarkable woman. We honor the brilliance she brought into our lives, the way she taught us to embrace life with energy and passion, her deep connections to those around her, as well as her unwavering strength and determination. There is a saying, when you light a lamp for someone else, it also illuminates your own path. It's like having a lighted torch that's capable of bringing light to many others. Then those others can cook their meals, banish darkness, find their way. All the while, the original flame continues to shine just as brightly. Each individual possesses their own inner light. Within every one of us lies the essence of who we truly are, our origins, and our journey ahead. In this light, the clarity of truth resonates as unmistakable as the ringing of a temple bell. Within each of us, we find insight and awareness, discovering answers to our deepest questions, and sometimes the profound love and gratitude that we have for others just spills over into tears and laughter. At times, our own light may dim, only to be reignited by a spark from another person like Lynda. And we all have reasons to be grateful to those like her who have rekindled the fire within us. Lynda leaves an incredible legacy. She created a family of the heart. Lynda's was a heart generous enough to welcome not just family, but all of those who were a part of her life. Hers was a drive for service, a generous soul, filled with compassion and empathy, things that seem to be lacking so often recently. And her dedication to service, her emergency service. Imagine somebody going out in the depths of winter and the hot of summer just to help somebody find their way, to respond to all of those things that EMS folks do, to be in charge of and think ahead so that those disasters aren't complete losses to everyone who experiences them, to help people recover from everything that life has to throw at us. What a heart, what a gift. You know, she created a real family. And what is family? They're the people who claim you, just as you claim Lynda. They claim you in good times and in bad, in parts or in whole. They're the ones who show up, who stay in there regardless. It's not just about blood relations or shared chromosomes, but something wider and bigger. We have many families over time. Our family of origin, the family we create, the groups we move through while all of this is happening, friends and lovers, sometimes even strangers. None of them is perfect, and we can't expect them to be. You can't make one person your world. The trick is to take what each can give you and build your world from it. Lynda taught us how to cherish where we come from and where we find ourselves. She knew the importance of celebrating and honoring
both the places of our heart's home. And she knew that the places of our heart's home are not just in landscape or country or people, they're inside you. She was a strong believer that as one moves towards the future, the strongest and clearest way to do good is if you have a good sense of your past. You cannot have a very tall tree without deep roots. She taught us how to be present to the world, what the world has to teach us. Hers was a boundless curiosity, a love of travel, a curiosity to find out what was around the next corner. St. Augustine said that the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. From the eagle's flight to the top of Mount Erie, where she loved to look, where she could see forever, to the many unexpected and welcoming signs of our connections to each other and the world, the universe is always speaking to us, sending us messages, causing coincidence and serendipities, reminding us to stop and look around, to believe in something else, something more. You know, serendipity is a wonderful word. It's defined as the art of finding what you didn't know you were looking for. It takes risk-taking, trust, and serendipity is a key ingredient for joy. For without risk, nothing new ever happens. Without trust, fear creeps in. Without serendipity, there are no surprises. So today we celebrate, as I said, a remarkable life. Lynda Marie Zambrano, a woman whose spirit radiated warmth and generosity, inviting everyone she encountered into her ever-expanding circle. Lynda's gracious heart was not just a gift to her family, but to all of us who were privileged to share in her journey. Her life is a beautiful tapestry, woven with threads of service, curiosity, and joy, and some dance. She was born on January 29, 1965 in Chicago, Illinois. She embodied the spirit of adventure and inquiry from a very young age. Her thirst for knowledge led her to St. Cloud State University, where she graduated with a degree in biology and a minor in chemistry, a foundation that would guide her towards a lifelong commitment towards the health and well-being of others. Her internship with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency echoed her dedication to safeguarding our world and the people in it, leading her to research what vital environmental issues that affected countless lives. In 1991, Lynda brought her talents to Seattle, where she not only launched 2 successful businesses, but also built a career that would leave an indelible mark on her community. Her leadership at the Tulalip Health Clinic and later with the Tulalip Police Department showcased her ability to bring together diverse groups in the name of progress and safety. The creation of the Tulalip Tribe's Office of Emergency Management stands as a testament to her vision and dedication, ensuring that those in her community would be better prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead. Lynda's impact was profound and far-reaching. She received numerous accolades for her unparalleled contributions to emergency management, tribal health, and community service. For recognition from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and induction into the International Network of Women in Emergency Management's Hall of Fame, these aren't just honors, they're reflections of a life committed to uplifting and serving others. Yet Lynda was more than her impressive resume. She was a devoted wife to Richard, a loving mother to Harmony, Joshua, and Jacob, and a bonus mom to many more. Her love extended to her grandchildren, her mother Lorelei, her siblings, and many nieces and nephews. Each relationship she nurtured became a part of her legacy, a testament to the deep connection she forged throughout her life. Lynda was animated by her boundless curiosity about the world. She embraced every opportunity to travel and explore, and often took her children with her. Lynda eagerly turned the pages of her book, eager to embrace the beauty of different cultures, landscapes, and stories. Her adventures encouraged those around her to step outside their comfort zone and discover the world together. Even in her final battle with cancer, which she faced with unparalleled strength and determination, Lynda remained a beacon of hope, a beacon of resilience. She fought for more than 5 years, never yielding to despair, and inspiring all who knew her to embrace life with the same tenacity. As we celebrate the life of Lynda Marie Zambrano, let us carry forward her legacy of love, generosity, and service. Let us honor her by welcoming others as she did, by serving our communities with passion, and by nurturing our curiosity about the world. Though she may have departed this earth on January 30th, 2025, her spirit lives on in the heart of everyone who knew her, everyone here. Today, let us mourn not just her passing, but also rejoice in the incredible life she lived, the countless lives she touched, and the legacy of love that she leaves behind. Lynda, we thank you for the beautiful chapters you wrote in our lives and the impact you made. You will be forever missed, but always cherished. The world is better for Lynda was in it. And as one friend said, this transition just means she's somewhere else now, networking, organizing, and dancing. You know, my memories are just the tip of the iceberg. Your memories are the ones that have the color and the flavor and the tapestry of her life. So I'd like to invite anybody who'd like to share a memory or a story to share it now. I'm afraid their mic's not working, so would anybody like to share a word?
That's when we were young. We get up, talk, we help them on their journey. We show our love. So that we can take that on the other side. Earl, Rick, called me dad since the day they got married. It's one of the greatest honors of my life. I'm so proud of everything that we've accomplished in the time that I've known him. You know, they say we meet strangers. She always said, no, we just meet people. They're going to be our friends, our relatives, brothers and sisters. That's the legacy that we're going to take on, to make sure that we are there to help people. That's our goal in life, because we're here to help those that need it. And the blessings that they bring us, the good that she brought to all of us, the great joy, and just being around her. Her smile was infectious, because she was always smiling. That was a great part of life. She enjoyed life. And she wants all you guys to enjoy life too. We know that she's transitioned to the other side. She's with her dad and her sisters and the other relatives that have went on before. So we should rejoice that she's no longer in pain. She's doing what she wants to do. She's a spirit now, and she can go and be everywhere she wants to be. But let's keep an eye out, because she's going to give you something when she thinks you need it. That's an eagle, any type of bird or animal, and walk up and look at you, you know that she's looking at you. She's worried about you. You need to feel that, because she knows she cares. Bless you all with our Creator, for everybody having a good trip to get here, and we ask you to give everybody a safe trip home. Thank you.
guess I want to share a little story. It began years ago, when I worked in the Pacific Regional Office, in Sacramento, the Bureau of Indian Affairs. With regional fire prevention specialist, and we got in the business of doing prevention conferences. I remember the first time I got to meet Lynda, we invited her down, her and Rick and Bill come down to the conference. And she gave her time to speak about emergency management and working in Indian centers. He is, I guess the most funniest part I want to share was that Rick and Dell and Lynda left late, get to our conference, and they got there early.
The road's pretty clear.
And Dell said we were pretty clear on her, 80 or 90 miles an hour.
When he invited us there, we were in the conference and our conference. When he started the conference. You guys come down this week? Do a presentation. And she says, yeah, sure. I said, oh, it should be easy. I mean, we're halfway through Oregon and another city. We'll just run down there and I didn't thought they're California folks. Woke up, I seen her waking up, so I slowed down. I'm like, sits up, she looks over, just armor like that, tips her head back, and she sits up. Only 90? I swear now. Like I highway patrol pulled up beside us. I looked over him, I waved at him like that, he waved back like that. Out of the road he went, she says, how did you do it? Just lucky, I guess. Then we got to see a California highway patrolman turn around. The semi coming the other way must have been going fast because he just kind of went into the ditch, slid across it sideways, took after it. Must want to get him to go worse than us.
Yeah, to me, them are memories that I'll keep in my heart forever. I remember when Lynda actually walked up on that stage and had that presentation from our whole conference. That was awesome. It had that big, beautiful smile. No, thank you.
Remember, thank you for giving us time.
Memories that you share are your monuments to Lynda. And even if you were at the same conference or sleeping on the same ride, you have different memories, and each time you share them, you deepen and brighten the memories for everybody else. So I invite you to share a memory, or I feel like I'm back teaching, all these eyes looking at me like I'm not gonna speak. Tell you what, I'll make it easy. What's a word? Did you? Yes, please.
Shawnee, nobody knows. I met Rick and Lynda 3 years ago by chance, or so I thought. I think it's on purpose now. Maybe, and I realized that so are Rick and Lynda. My wife and I were like, no, we don't wanna eat there, we don't wanna eat there because Linda like invited us out. So we said hops and drops and all. Linda had never been to hops and drop. So we got there and sat down. And we thought it was the funniest thing ever. You know how much Linda likes food. She ordered every appetizer. Everything. We got her everything and at the very end, she said, oh darn, we didn't get them chicken tacos. My wife and I were laughing about that a few days ago. And then we went to Hops and Drops and ordered every appetizer. You done for. I thought it'd be something funny this year. She's really, like, anytime she invited you somewhere, she wanted to feed you. And growing up in my family, that's how you show somebody you love them. You feed them. And I really just really loved Linda, because I'm sure all of them.
And so, and I don't know how long all of you guys have known Linda, but I've known Linda for, this is my oldest son just turned 40. So it was before that period of time around that we met probably after these. I was born now with the brother. And the brother and her were living together at that time in Marysville. And they had barbecues. When we became their barbecue, you'd been time and like that. At one point, I'm pregnant again. We had like a child. He was going party there. And I didn't go there for my two other boys while raising my dealing with science unborn child. So I was pregnant when we had a wedding, and that particular wedding, I was due. We can have food before the wedding, she says. The doctors have told me I'm going to schedule my surgery to do it on a certain day. She goes, well, you can't have it before the wedding. You have to be here for my wedding. Baby comes, the baby comes. I don't have control of that. Because it doesn't matter. I have to be here. You don't have it before it's done. So actually the doctors I couldn't have the last of the wedding. And so we scheduled it for the following Monday. The wedding, very pregnant that day. Hated. Then she became my babysitter for my little boy. At one point, one of the times she had him overnight for taking care of him. At that point, she had lived, she was living in her own house, and there was a stream in the backyard. And she told the boys that he'd go outside and play. But not to go play in the street. They would not go down the water. She's telling me this. And the next day or so, when I went to pick up the kids, and you told her, you grounded them. And you found out they were playing in the water, right? She goes, well, when they came up and peeked their head up over the ridge to the back, they knew they were wet. So they came up to the door, and I told them that they could go back and play. But when they got done, they had to stop at the back door, get undressed, go straight to the bathroom, get cleaned up. So you told them that it was okay to go back and play, and you told them they couldn't play in the first place. Well, they were having fun. You know, like, so you just gave them the okay to do something you told them not. You're not supposed to do that. Just that they were having fun, and they followed through with what I told them to do when they were all done. It's like, Lynda, you just gave them the okay that whatever you say doesn't stick to them, and they can do it again. And she's like, but they were having fun. I mean, to her, it was just about they were having fun. That's all it's being worried about. You know, she's also been a good friend for me. Just when I've had sad times and hard times, she's helped me get through those. Like she's helped me figure out what to do when I didn't know what to do. And she stood by me and how I felt to guide me what I needed to do. We have that friend now. He's almost. You you're 30. You know, she didn't say anything up front or at the beginnings, but usually by the end of our business, there was something wrong. She was always able to peg it and make me tell her what was wrong. Lost that friend. I know that probably some of you have that same relationship where she could read you, didn't know you very well. I've known her for a long time, but she was always able to read me and let me know that I needed to make the right decisions for what was right for me, not let other people drive me to an direction that maybe wasn't right. She was a fun gal, stood by me, and we didn't always get together on a regular basis. When we got to each other, then we really needed. All of it, I think that's the most important to me with any of the friends that I've ever had. And we're always there when we need our friendships to be there. You want to remember that even though you've lost her, she's still there. And think back on all the fun things. There's many other stories I could probably tell you, but you know, I think that my kids could do no wrong in her eyes. So when they were not that good, but she was good kids. I took that. But her kids too were always good. For me, picnic on the 4th of July, there was a couple of years in a row that I would go to the 4th of July parties and she couldn't get Harmony to go to sleep. She was a baby, and I did. How did you do that? She was, guess I just have the touch. Like, that's not fair. I did the same with John. You know, when he was first born. We were in the 4th of July parties and she couldn't get him to go to sleep, and I could. You did it again. Got that touch, I guess. So, but she was a good friend. Trying to do this. I've had the privilege of knowing Lynda for almost 20 years. And to say that she was a fierce, beautiful soul is an understatement, as you all know. I met her, I guess one thing I'd say about Lynda is the professional was always personal and the personal was always professional. There was always some overlap. And we met in a professional capacity where she came out to my community, where I was a leader in my community, and she taught emergency preparedness and she brought CERT classes and she did what she does best, which is to just show people how to care for each other the way she cared for other people. And over years, she developed all these programs where we were partnering with law enforcement and the tribe and taking care of traditional and rural lands that wouldn't otherwise have been protected. And she found ways to do that. And over time, we became very good friends. The kind that texted, but usually only when we needed something from each other, right? But we were able to bring our skill sets together, her, Nestle Rick, my husband and I, many of you in this room. But she never let the professional only be professional. There was always care, there was always personal interaction. She could read people. A few years ago,
my husband and I were out with Lynda and Rick. It was the first time we'd really ever kind of done a social setting outside of a professional setting, it was purely social. So of course we went out to eat good food. And she looked at me and she goes, Crystal, you're way too uptight. Everyone sees it. And she goes, we need to do a shot together. Oh Lord. And you don't tell Lynda no, what's happening. And so she ordered a shot. I don't remember if it was her or Rick, but ordered a shot in the most obscene shot glass you could ever imagine. Obscene. And I said, I'm not doing this. No. Nope, I'm not doing this. And I did it. And as I took that rated beyond our shot, she and Rick took photos. And she leans across the table and she says, this photo is good for one good call-in favor. The Crystal was still professional. She was thanking that for a later professional. So Lynda is and has been and always will be someone I look up to and someone who inspires me every day, personally and professionally. And we're just glad all of us had a chance to get her to this together.
Oh, Crystal. Never easy to follow Crystal by any means, but I will. My name's Mary, and I knew Lynda professionally. Also, that's how we met. 20 years ago, she was at Royal Tribes doing amazing things, and I came to work for the city of Everett in the Office of Emergency Management. And so we met there, and it became, Mary, I want to show you what I'm doing, and I want you to be a part of what I'm doing. And out of that, then professional, personal, I really like what you said earlier about family is who you claim. Because it was in that moment, without even me realizing it, Lynda was claiming me and I was claiming her. And so over the years, the last 20 years, we were not the friends that called every day or that waved hello to each other as we went through the same neighborhood. But about, maybe once a year, maybe once every 18 months, I'd either get an email or a phone call from Lynda, or it would go the other direction saying, somebody asked me about this kind of a project. What do you think? Is that a possibility? And the conversation would go back and forth of, well, I don't know, that nobody's ever done that before. Well, I know, but I think if we put your resources and my resources together, we can make that happen. So over the years, those accolades that Lynda, that you mentioned, those are really big deals, and they were well deserved for the kind of work that Lynda always encouraged the rest of us to do alongside of her. So my interaction certainly is that professional, that was friendship, and it was hard. You couldn't pull it apart. It was so woven together what that relationship was. My favorite memory, 20 years, I got a lot of them to choose from. My favorite one was about 6 weeks ago. And that was when she was in the hospital. She'd been in the hospital. It was obvious that there was not much fight that was left. There was some fight left, but not much. I was kind of monitoring a little bit and staying in touch through Eileen and a little bit through Rick and a little bit through Harmony, and trying not to be too intrusive. And texted one morning. And it looked from Harmony's and Facebook, it looked like we were getting very close to ours. And I said, would it be okay if I came up and saw her? Harmony checked, absolutely come up. So I go up to the hospital that afternoon. And I checked if she's still in the same room. Yes, she's still in the same room. So I went up to the room and glass doors, and I could see all these people in that room. And my thought was, too late. But now there's somebody else in that room and their whole family is there. So I'm going and I'm peeking through the little tiny crack. I see Rick. And so I'm not too late. So I kind of like, is it okay if I come in? The room is absolutely packed with people. Some of you in this room were there that day. And here's Lynda holding court, as only Lynda could do, right? When she's got all of her peeps around her. And she's smiling and she's bright and she's like, oh, Mary, it's so good to see you. And all plastered all the way around the room are easel pad pieces of paper with notes about what to do next. What, oh, let's have this idea and here's we'll do that. Here's this idea, this is how that'll come together. Here's this idea and that'll come together, the entire room. So Lynda may lay here with us. She's not gone. She is not gone. Talk about legacy and what gets left. And this incredible spirit is not going anywhere. Right? We're not going to be able to text. We're not going to be able to call. We're not going to be able to touch. But as Dell said, she will come and find us when it is that she needs to make some contact with.
There's not one story. I only spent 5 years with Lynda. But I say, and we said that village 50 plus together. She and I will always be each other's potatoes. That's how we met. Vince from Macau brought us together. And during the pandemic, on May 4th, 2020, she was in the passenger seat with Rick driving this big truck and trailer up to the farm, and she jumped out, and we knew each other. We knew each other right there. And we embarked on some amazing journey that I don't know how to remember. We fed and supported over 3 million people in just a few years. We made so many folks all over the place, and we were just starting on our international journeys again. COVID was behind us, and we had a lot of plans, as Mary said. I have those notes. I know what the plans were for us in this work, so I know she's always gonna stick around. And we are going to be doing a lot of things still moving forward. I'm sure of that. And I'm so grateful because she was the sister for me that I didn't have. So thank you. And we walk together moving forward from here.
Mother, you need to speak for her. She can't be here today, but she is good friend of Lynda. Good friends of Richard.
good friends with so many of Indian country. She's flying back to DC. She's holding her 29th annual Women's Honor which is one of the biggest events at NCAI. She's an amazing woman. I'm blessed to have her. There's not too many people, but yeah, one. Sort of one of them. She's amazing. She dreams big. You think you're gonna do something, she'll just take the borders off, it's gonna go big. Lord, the talk about all that up at the hospital, that was us. Sorry, you'll see, I felt ready to come up and do that. Richard probably made one of the most difficult calls to me, and I thank you for that, Richard. We probably had 3 days. She wasn't us for that. She was staying. She was able to get past that, and we sat there for I think 3 days where she was up 8 hours a day. We were writing and trying to keep up, and she's telling us everything. And this is what I want you to do. So my memory, thank you, Del, for witnessing it. Got to see her on her birthday. And I wish her happy birthday. She gave me a smile. She was in and out. I said, do you want me to sing to you? And she says, yes. Of course, from that. And so I had that opportunity, but she also, I committed and made a promise to this university that she had dreamed for us. Here I was thinking we'd do this university with this amazing woman, Jenny. I'll let her talk to me. She wants to. Here we're thinking we're going to do this for Indian country in the local area. No, she's already went global. Sophia, I come from, because there's a good friend of mine, very colorful man, great guy. And he was up late night one night, he was in a difficult place in life, but he saw this lady, Sophia. Girl knows that potatoes. So he reaches out, he gets a hold of her. Sophia contacts him back and says, hey, she got a hold of me. Go check it out. Well, he checked it out and he brought Sophia together with Lynda because they had already been working together for years and years on emergency management. Opportunity had to be a part. And so to saw all these amazing tribal leaders working in emergency management. I was just blown away. These people that can dream big, dream forward, and give us that dream that we can carry today and hold and do the good work. And there's people in our world that do the work of 10 people. So I think we need to come together as family, continue the dreams of that. But the one thing that I had to be careful about is when this pandemic first showed up, right? I managed to go to Lynda's house. I was with Vince at the time, and we show up and he says, hey, you need some masks? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know what eyes and pop. Go down and sees Richard. And knock stuff over. And you got to be careful with these guys because he's trying to fill up the whole car. I didn't have any room for anything else once we got out. It was never a little bit. It was always a lot. Whatever, if she offered you something, you have to be careful because Richard's more than happy to give you the whole palace. I wasn't expecting that, but it's happened more often than once. But I guess my best memories is that during the pandemic, we closed down our borders. And when they came out to deliver food, me, Vince, Richard, and Lynda got to share time in the cabin. And we had a lot of laughter, a lot of joy. And it was one of my only connections with the outside community because I was wanting to make sure the safety and well-being of my mother, who was immune compromised, didn't come up with any situations. So we've had a lot of good stories, a lot of good memories, but the one thing as I know is she dreams big. She has dreams for all of us. She wants us to do the work to come together as a community, as a family, stay safe. In part of that space in the university, this is Jenny Serpa. She's very parallel operates like my mother, like Lynda, like so many that I call the Yankees, because they really run everything. A lot of men will be standing up there to believe it or tell them what to do. And then in that talking to Lynda, I mentioned the idea of the legacy. And then we have Justin, who's in charge of the foundation, and he'll be to provide education for those natives that are looking for their master's and their doctorate degrees, because at that level, there's not much funding for our native people. And she was an advocate for education, the native program for literacy management, all of the things. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna do it, guys, but we need to do it.
Do it.
We'll do it.
Yes.
Good job, Jenny. My name is Jenny Serpa, and I'll actually share. I met Lynda and Richard, and they probably don't even remember, but I kind of mentioned it to Lynda when we reconnected. I was a master's student, and I took a class on FEMA, and Lynda came in as a guest speaker. And I remember being like, wow, this person's amazing. And thinking I could never in a million years reach that kind of level of understanding, of excitement, contagious energy. And I ran up to her after class and she was already on the phone and Richard was trying to help her get out. They had somewhere they had to be. And she handed me her card and I still have that card, like 2011. And over the years, I had a couple emails with Lynda, mostly around emergency management, asking some questions, but we lost touch. I mean, I got busy, right? Got into my own field and was doing my thing. And from this guy, it's like, you gotta meet this person. And I didn't know who he was talking about. And then we reconnected, and her fire, her spirit, her energy is beyond contagious. It's in this room right now with us, and I'm excited. I'm a little terrified of he's right, we had papers, lists on lists of things of what we need to do, and I'm excited to try and make them happen. They're going to happen, and hopefully we live up to the dream that she dreamed for us.
Hi everyone, my name's Monte. I'm actually Josia's son. It's how I met Lynda. I worked a lot of long hours at a site where we distributed food, and Josia and Lynda would be in their trucks, texting on their phones, texting back and forth right beside each other, sometimes roll down their windows and phone calls. And it wasn't an uncommon occurrence where I'm in the middle of the night or working, or you get a phone call or a text, and it's like, oh, this thing's happening tomorrow. Oh, okay, sure. And so it didn't come as much of a surprise where I was just kind of going about my day. I just was on the weekend, in the middle of April, and I can't remember if it was my mom or Lynda, but one of them were like, hey, you're going to Alaska. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, sure. And it turns out that there was some water and masks and some other stuff that couldn't actually get distributed. I didn't know when I was going. I didn't know for how long, but I knew I was going. So it's fun. We go out there, and I've never been to Alaska, so I was like, wow, this is really cool. And as we're going on the road, I'm just thinking, okay, we have contacts, we have this, we're going to be talking to all these different people, the quote unquote hot shots, and Linda's just looking at the signs and she's like, oh, look, this person, they have a phone number, maybe they know someone. And someone we're with is like, you can't just call random strangers, like, you can't just be like, you gotta go to the people. She's like, these are the people. And so she's just calling every person, left and right. And she'd be calling the Janes and the Joes and just find another person and go ahead and call them. And of course, it'd be good food along the way. And again, she'd be on the phone while eating the really good food. Had yak burger, that was nice. Don't like reindeer. And then we'd go out and drive to these people that she just randomly called and spoke to. And we talked to them, and then we learn about more, and then we call another person, go out there. And she taught me a really valuable lesson that no one is not a leader. Everyone is a leader. It doesn't matter what your expertise are, it doesn't matter what you know, who you know. If you're alive, if you're breathing, you're an expert in something. And you are a leader in something. And she really worked to make sure that everyone knew that they had the power to do something, that you were never really powerless. I mean, she spoke to probably every single random person she could find to distribute this stuff, and she ended up doing it. She ended up making sure that it got to where it needed to go. And she did that by inspiring others that they can do something. If someone said, oh, I can't do this, like, here you can. And that strength is still with us. She taught all of us that it doesn't matter who you know, what you can do, what you think you can do. You have the power to do it, and you have the power to make others believe that they can. And it's a true tragedy that she's no longer with us, but that strength will never truly leave this world because she brought the leaders out of everyone she ever even looked at. If she looked at you, you're just like, yeah, we got this. And so I have the faith that all of the leaders that she inspired, well, we're just going to keep leading.
Rick and I are in the same tribe. And I'm happy there, but her again, she is here. She's a part of my family because my kids are Harveys, so they're related to Jake. And so she had many grandkids through my family, and she knew every one of them, even though we live far apart. But she's been an inspiration to me. And I know one day we will see her again. I have the faith. I've been brought up in the Christian way. And there's a little song that I would like to sing. It's something simple that I have children with me. It's just until we need it, Jesus be. Will be. God is with you, Jesus be with you.
I'm a volunteer with the United States Volunteer Joint Service Command. And I'd just like to say that Lynda is a connector. She connects souls on this wide web of souls and businesses. She can see the connection. She can see how it fits together. And it was Lynda, when I first met her at the Turkey House, with Rick and family. And we talked about how we could work together. That was the first thing we talked about. And the first thing she wanted to do was sign a memorandum of understanding between our organization and her organization. And we were getting involved in emergency management, but not on the scale that we're involved now. So when I look at Dale and Robert and Leonard, emergency management, we are involved. We are connected because of Lynda. And you'll notice some of these individuals back here in uniform. They have prospered with the advice and the leadership of Lynda. And so we are grateful to be a part of this organization, of this team, that we're moving forward in the future to do bigger and better things. And that led us to getting involved with Sophia, her family, with Farmer Frog. And now we are connected again with Farmer Frog. So don't be surprised whether you do get lunch. And I'd like to say that Lynda is an honorary colonel within our organization. So I am going to salute her. And thank you. Thank you.
Energy. This room is filled with energy. All the space between us, this invisible space, is air, ether. The whole universe is filled with this. Lynda permeates us all. To me, she's much like the neutrinos that bombard this planet day in, day out, billions and trillions of neutrinos every second. Full of energy. The first time I met her, she stopped me in the hallway at the casino at a conference and said, "We need to talk." I had no idea who she was. And then about 2 hours later, someone comes up to me and says, "Lynda's around the corner waiting for you." Okay. She goes, "Okay, who are you? What are you doing at the conference?" I don't want I'm with my boss, who's my partner, but Ricky Ott, and Ricky's doing alertproject.org. And she goes, "Oh, I love Ricky. So what are you doing here?" I drove her. And she goes, "No. What do you bring?" I said, "Okay, fine. Energy. Good energy. All the time. Love, hugs." She goes, "No, what skill set?" So, what skill set? I said, "Professionally, I'm retired. Have no desire to get back in that business or circle. Uh, I'm in the process of building a house from scratch. That's a lifelong effort when you've never done that before. Still doing it. And she pulled from me about my time with the Houston and Harris County LEPC, community representative for 9 million people. Now, connecting, most communities don't know they're not protected, or most communities don't know how to connect to those that protect them. They see somebody in uniform, firefighter, emergency responder. They don't connect to them. You know, the community, the individual does not reach out and say, hey, I want to get to know your organization. And I did. I don't know, for a couple of decades. But I'm done with that. But Lynda said, no, there'll be a time when you connect with us. And I'll just wait for that. That's amazing to me, because there is a connection to this organization, to this community. So the best way I can say this is your vibe attracts your tribe. Think about it. So, a little 4-year-old girl gave me a little red feather because I had a hat that didn't have one. Think about it. Precious for some little 4-year-old to reach out to an absolute stranger and connect. She will never leave me. So today, I added another connection. I will weave a little bit of this into this hat later, because Lynda connected. She introduced me to Rick. It's not a bad thing. Blessings to you all. Thank you all for showing up. So what did I say about the tribe? Say it. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Come on. Your vibe attracts your tribe. One more time. Your vibe. Blessings to you all.
I think that's a big tree. The words inspire, an example. How many times have we heard them today? Years ago, I was a bureaucrat. They're talking the talk. Lo and behold, I come across somebody who's walking the walk. You know, I went oftentimes because of Lynda's help. I think every tribe here in Washington State, all 29, and that didn't help Lynda. That helped us other tribes. You know, Lynda established all sorts of programs helping people, not just here in Marysville, not just from the Tulalip tribe, not just in Western Washington, not just in Washington State. I was inspired to try and do more, you know, because Lynda was always out there doing all sorts of examples. So today is a good example of what would happen when I meet Lynda after not seeing her for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. All these new ideas she was working on, and still, you know, getting the things done, you know, that were already underway and helping people. So it wasn't a big surprise that after, you know, being away from you know, Lynda's sphere for many years, I find that my wife encounters her doing something completely else to help people, you know, not just in her community, but throughout the whole region here with the feeding program. So Lynda is definitely
I would like to step up. I know Lynda more on a personal level. We've got to know each other over the last 5 years. But throughout time, she's been a second mom to my husband and grandma for our children. I wish I got to know her sooner, but as Del said, this is our time to help her move to the next level. So, I got to know her from the moment I looked in her eyes. She could, windows are the eyes to the soul, for sure. We had this connection, and I'm sure she had that connection with each and every one of you. She could see right inside of you, and that's why she has such a large gathering today. And I'm blessed to be one of the people that she not only reached out and helped my mom over here, but I got to be one of the phone calls when she was in her time of wanting something. Late night phone calls of, hey, can you make me this soup I haven't been eating? So I feel very blessed to be one of her support systems throughout the last few years. I've got to take Jennifer. And be there for Rick. And I'll still be here for you. So. You love Grandma. Did she look in your eyes and tell you how beautiful they are? Yeah. Thank you all for sharing your stories today. It's meant a lot.
What a wonderful chorus to send her spirit forth on. Sir, go ahead.
Shaefer, on asking for something brother-in-law. I'm one of the luckiest people in this room because I was their best man at the wedding. I was full time, but the memories of my sister. She get her guitar out, and she get over there and count. She made big cushion, and she put me in the ribs. So I started singing with her. And then we sing 2 or 3 hours into the night, but we started getting hoarse. So my blessing was I didn't only just get to hear her beautiful voice, I got to sing with her. And I'm just really like, what is going?
Can't do anything when people are full of it. You have to bring it together. And that's one of the great things that Lynda taught me. And she did it. Most people are working like to bring food to help natural disaster. I met Lynda because I carried the story of the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Carrying the story of the BP, Deepwater Horizon disaster, where I embedded for a full year in communities down there and went back 7 years after so I could document the human health impacts that everybody in the media and government is trying to ignore. So imagine my surprise after I'd been dealing with bureaucracy in states like Alaska, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. When I came to one of the first tribal gatherings, gave a presentation, I think it was the one in Wisconsin. When I saw people coming up from the Coast Guard and giving Lynda hugs. And I'm like, what's going on here? I've been nothing but fisticuffs with the organization. So, got through the conference, the whole conference, and towards the end, I started noticing that people who had to leave early were coming up to Lynda, giving her hugs to say goodbye, and this included government bureaucrats. and Coast Guard people. And I was like, wow, I mean, it was like a house party and she was a host. And people were saying goodbye before they left. So I thought, well, goodness, I better do the same. So I went up to her when we were, I was about to leave. And we said, how did you do this? And she said, what? I said, the Coast Guard people were hugging you. How did you turn them into human beings? And that is the only time I've ever seen her eyes, her blue eyes get all steely. And she looked at me and she said, it took a long time. So I am trying to still work on expand my notion of community, because I still tend to want us butt heads a few times, but that doesn't really get as far as Linda's way. So Linda's way is a good way and the right way. And I encourage myself, so by doing that, I hope you're all listening, to try that way very hard. It takes a long time. Oh, and my name is Rick.
Hello, my name is Leonardo Wassley. Yeah, everybody keeps speaking about all the things that really, matter a lot to me and to everyone here. It's pretty amazing. Because she really did inspire me a lot, to, every one of us is, special. When she had that spark in her eye, you knew something was really cooking, and you would just gravitate towards that, right? You just, let's go, we gotta do something. Yeah, and she also had that ability to just know your strength and find that what makes you just really grab into that, and bring it into her heart, and tell you exactly, how she felt. She inspired that knowledge in all of us, right? And continuing to share that knowledge with everybody that she comes in contact with institutions and all the critical infrastructure of our communities, right? And our being, right? Our heart, mind, body, soul. She knew how to connect us all. Yeah, she's inspiring in that way to really bring that leadership out of us and do what we can. So, that there, she's very connected with me. I truly did love her dearly. Give her all the person. Thank you.
My name's Nathan. I look around the room and I see a whole lot of people who I recognize, who I love, that I met in my connection with Lynda. I'm not going to share a story right now. I'm going to share a message. I looked it up just to make sure that I got it right. I'm going to borrow from what Doc had us doing, okay? So I want you to look at the person next to you, and if you don't know their name yet, real quickly find out their name. All right. Each other's names. So I want you to look at the person next to you. I want you to say their name, and then I want you to say, you will always have a place with us. The truth of that, if Lynda, and I send them to you, you will always have a place with us.
You know, I've been tickled by the idea of your vibe is your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe. I spent many years as an emergency services volunteer, and it truly is true. And even though I never got to know Lynda directly, it was always one of us, like the third tier, not the people that went to the conference, but the people that got the wisdom that she shared with everybody that did go to the conferences. And those connections, they run deep, they run long, they run hard. And so, you know, here I am from Hawaii, and connections with people here. She had connections all over. One of those connections was Robert DeRosier. He's on the board of directors for the Northwest and National Tribal Emergency Management Council of the Blackfeet tribe in Montana. And he wrote this back in October. Lynda Zambrano, determining the impact of one's life work is a complex endeavor, one that extends far beyond material possessions and accolades. It's not measured solely by monetary success, awards, or even public recognition. Rather, it is defined by the difference and the profound influence one has in the lives of others through unwavering dedication, selfless service, and boundless compassion. The impact of Lynda Zambrano's life work has been marked by exemplary leadership, compassionate care, and tireless advocacy for her people. She had, and apparently we are all her people. She has a deep understanding of health and well-being, along with her deep passion for the Tulalip community and Indian villages across the United States. Mrs. Zambrano displays strong leadership skills through her daily routines, positive relationships, and a vision where children and families remain central to her work. Lynda Zambrano recently served as the executive director of the Northwest and National Tribal Emergency Management Councils. Lynda had implemented numerous initiatives that have profoundly impacted emergency management for tribal nations and for the Native communities. Lynda had a unique perspective to bring together in many different disciplines to work together in emergency management. Lynda was famous for her commitment to tirelessly spearheading relief efforts during the COVID-19 pandemic. Her selfless acts of kindness, whether promoting vaccines, sanitizer, or delivering groceries to elders, these epitomize the spirit of compassion and solidarity that define her character. I have known Lynda for many years and have witnessed firsthand her unwavering commitment to service, her exceptional character, and the positive impact she had on countless lives. Her invaluable contributions have greatly enriched the lives of our Indian people. The Blackfeet tribes of Montana have certainly been the recipient of her generosity and expertise. Lynda's had a commitment to excellence and steadfast dedication to serving others. Her remarkable achievements and impactful endeavors in fostering a safer and more prosperous environment emphasize her outstanding service. Lynda Zambrano was a trusted and compassionate advocate and a beacon of hope for many of our community's Indigenous families. Her unwavering dedication to their health and welfare is truly commendable. Her genuine concern for their safety, physical, emotional, and mental health is evident in everything she did. This deep connection that she had formed with these families is a testament to her exceptional character and commitment. Beyond her professional endeavors, Lynda Zambrano's impact transcends generations, inspiring countless young adults to pursue careers in emergency management and public service. Her mentorship and guidance have empowered individuals to strive for excellence, embodying the values of integrity, empathy, and resilience. Her work has provided an example for the next generation on how to contribute to a safer and more resilient communities. Any type of recognition given to Lynda should mention her heart. For 35 years, she dedicated her heart to the service of others. As I reflect on her remarkable legacy, I am reminded of the profound impact one individual can have on the lives of others and on an entire community. Her unwavering dedication to service, coupled with her caring, passionate spirit, exemplify the ideals of emergency management. Her life's work stands as a testament to the transformative power of compassion, of dedication, and of service. So let's take a quiet moment, open our spirits, open our hearts, and maybe we'll get an idea from Lynda. Thank you. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose on earth. A time to be born, and sadly a time to die. Time has come to bid farewell. As we gather today, we recognize that the moment has come for us to bid farewell to a truly vibrant woman who embraced her life to the fullest. Birth marks the beginning, and while death is our eventual destination, it's the journey, the life that she lived with such vibrance and grace, with love and laughter, filled with unwavering support for her family and friends. This is what we remember. Lynda, as we say farewell, we are reminded that you lived in a way that celebrated every precious moment, and you've inspired all of us to do the same. You showed us how to be present to the world around us and the people in it, and to celebrate with love and laughter, dance and song, and an occasional shot. You taught us to lead with joy, to approach challenges with passion, and to face life's twists and turns with strength we didn't know we had. So as we say farewell, we say thank you for the countless gifts you shared with us. You opened your heart, your home to each of us, reminding us of the beauty of connection. And although we will miss you more than words can express, it's now time for us to release your spirit onto its new journey. Lynda, we send all of our love to surround you as you embark on this journey. In our ongoing lives, we promise to keep your spirit alive by embracing the joy you embodied, by embracing the connections you made, and sharing them just as freely with others. Your legacy, that will remain with us, guiding us to live fully, authentically, and with strength, just as you did. As you leave this world, know that you are loved beyond compare and will be cherished always. Your absence will be felt deeply, yet your memory will shine brightly within our hearts. You will walk without us throughout the rest of our lives until we do meet again. And with each memory we hold dear and each lesson you've gifted us, we embrace the growth ahead, along with all those little boards with their notes on them. It's time for us to let you go and to step forward in new ways, carrying your wisdom with us. And so we pray, Lord of all kindliness, Lord of all grace, your hands swift to welcome, your arms to embrace, be there at our homing and give us, we pray, your love in our hearts, Lord, at the eve of the day. Lord of all gentleness, Lord of all calm, whose voice is contentment and whose presence is balm. Be there at our sleeping and give us, we pray, your peace in our hearts, Lord, at the end of the day. Lynda's life showed us that each individual can make a difference, and she has granted you a remarkable legacy. So she loved to stand at the top of Mount Erie, looking across the valleys to the mountains beyond. She appreciated all of creation spread before her, from the smallest atoms to the eagles and stars high above. So as we mourn her loss, look up and contemplate those stars. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It's a sort of source of all true art and science. To know what is impenetrable to us really exists. It manifests itself as the highest wisdom and the most radiant beauty. This knowledge, this feeling, this is at the heart and the center of true spirituality. It's important to never stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. We cannot help but be in awe when she contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It's enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery each day. And as this mystery unfolds around us, remember, the atoms from which we are created were sent forth into the universe by the depth of a star, somewhere far across the Milky Way. These atoms were carried outward and onward on a vast explosion of light. We are born, we are connected one to another from the depth of those stars. We're born into the universe where the atoms of everything around us was created in the center of a star. And as a reminder of our connections, each moment, new suns are born, new planets spin forth, atoms and molecules spin and weave and come back together, and new life becomes. Life begins anew, and so we are connected to every other living thing in the world. We're connected to all the molecules on Earth, all the atoms in the universe. We are not figuratively, but literally stardust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. To those stars return. From the ashes of stars, our journey begins. In the heart of the universe, we will dance without end. As we gather to celebrate a life so vibrantly lived, we know now, each of us is stardust. We've danced before, and we will dance again. Today we honor Lynda, who once again dances in the eternal ballet. Just as we are made from the echoes of ancient nights, our spirits carry the essence of those who have gone before us, a reminder that while our forms may fade, our connections never truly vanish. So we celebrate with laughter as well as tears, holding each other tight as we bid Lynda farewell. In every fleeting moment, we can feel the presence of those we trust, those we cherish, those who will remain always and forever in our hearts. As we stand in the center of our individual universes, let us embrace the endless cycle of life and death, knowing that they are just pathways guiding us towards a new journey. With laughter echoing in our souls, we journey onward, saying farewell for now, yet knowing our spirits will always run free together. Through the moments of joy and sorrow, in the radiant and the shadow, we embrace the adventure of existence. Every heartbeat a whisper, each smile a spark of delight. The magic of the cosmos surrounds us, and in that brilliance, our love shines brighter than any star. So as the night blankets us in its velvet embrace, our hearts will take flight, igniting a celebration of light and warmth. Curiosity should always guide us, keeping our spirits vibrant as we explore the wonder of our shared journey. In Lynda's honor, let us promise to cherish each moment, weaving our own light in the grand tapestry of life. With every breath, may we savor this beautiful night, dancing beneath the starlit sky, where our hearts will forever soar with hers. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, stardust to stardust. We celebrate Lynda rejoining the dance of the universe, knowing someday we too will join her in the dance once again. So as you go forth today, you carry a massive legacy with you. It's a lot for you to share. So may you see the way clearly wherever your journey takes you. Look to the light of love to navigate your life, the light around you and the light in your heart. May you tread safely over rough paths and calmly weather life's joys and sorrows. May you find treasure in earth's infinite variety and hear the ocean's music in every shell you hold to your ear. Fill your heart always with love and laughter, generosity and empathy as you discover new landscapes and explore the grand expanse of this wondrous creation. And as you go forth today, I hope you dance. Go in peace. Our service for Lynda is ended. Your service in carrying out a remarkable legacy is just beginning. Thank you all.
All right. 15 years. I had no idea. And she told your life allowed me to say. It truly was. We became a pillar to each other. That's how we both gained the strength to do what we did across this nation. Met with tribal leaders, met with individuals that truly made a difference. Some of you were there. Some of you went with us, Green Bay, down to California, doing the work that we did. And to me, it wasn't work. It was a golden opportunity to spend time with my wife. It became difficult at times. Because as we all know, she was the boss. I would introduce myself in every meeting. Would be with the feds, state, counties. I'm Linda's driver. Would get upset with me, but it was true. You know, it allowed her to do the work that she needed to do, because we would drive for days. But she was working. And that's how you all that worked with us ended up getting emails in the middle of the night, early mornings. And she touched all of us. That's why we're here. You know, it's about taking care of each other. And we believe that. We truly did. We live that. You know, and it's not going to end. You know, I encourage you to help each other in whatever way you can. You know, it's what needs to happen. We have to take care of each other. It just needs to happen. That's one thing we believe in. We did it through food. You know, across this nation. We delivered food, you know, all the way to the East Coast, the tribes back there, in the Midwest. You know, it was an honor. The work we did, we both saw it. It was an honor to help people. And so speaking of food, we have a meal prepared at home. You all are welcome to join us. I understand, you know, some of you have other plans, but you know, feel free, join us this afternoon. And thank you for coming. I really, you know, Lynda really appreciates it. And we lost a great, you know, not just for me, but for the community as a whole, for Indian country. The difference she made throughout, you know, throughout the tribes. You know, all the government now. That was one of her missions. But that doesn't mean you have to fight them. You have to understand them. You know, and I always had a saying, you know, when it came to the work that we did, how about if we turn the tables? Let's put each other in our position. How we feel that. And we both live that. So thank you for all coming. It's been an honor to be her husband. I don't know if kids are here, but thank you all.
You're going to understand. And I clean one. Come. They go to the top. It wasn't very good now. It starts with that. Skip the back. Love you. Patience. Fine. Some fascinating colors of flowers I've ever seen. So it's in the tank, insane. It's a July. That's good. Providing now. Sure.
What the solution is. It's a lot harder here than that. It's really, she, in okay.
I don't think it. Your best. Well, I all looking for.
Look at listening out to that flame so much.
Oh my God, I'm gonna end it right now so I can.
Because I couldn't hear a word, not a single word without an L. So like a straight, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, that's determined for on companies. Hopefully. Anyway. Oh. I know that.